Yes, sir.
Mr. Buckley, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Buckley?
Doing all right.
That's good. Mr. Buckley, you're represented in your case by your attorney, Attorney Joel Vasquez. Attorney Vasquez, how are you doing?
Real good, Young. How about yourself?
I'm doing fine. And Mr. Vasquez, do you waive a record in Mr. Buckley's case?
Yes, sir.
State is represented in this case by Attorney Haley Simmons. Ms. Simmons, how are you doing?
Great, Judge. Thank you.
That's good. Now, Mr. Buckley, I have before me on my computer a document that is titled information. This information was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. In this information, it alleges that you, Jody Christopher Buckley Jr., on or about May 28th of 2024, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class B misdemeanor offense, theft of property, with a value of less than or equal to, greater than or equal to $100, but less than $750. Mr. Buckley, do you understand what you have been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to this charge, Mr. Buckley, how do you plead guilty, not guilty, or no contest? No contest. Now, you're pleading no contest freely and voluntarily.
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Buckley, I also have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishments. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of this same document, there are a set of initials on a line next to a box that's checked nolo contendere, which means no contest.
Yes, sir.
You place your initials on this document.
Yes, sir.
On page 3 of this same document, there is a signature above the line that is titled defendant. Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
On the next document, that's titled trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
At the top of this document, there are 2 boxes checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargaining case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that
Yes,
statement?
sir.
Second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that statement?
Yes, sir.
I also have a document on paper that is titled discovery certification. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
Is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Buckley, before you sign and initial these documents that I just showed you, did your attorney, Mr. Vasquez, go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand everything that Mr. Vasquez went over?
Yes, sir.
Is everything in these documents true and correct
Yes, sir.
to the best of your knowledge? And Mr. Buckley, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, sir.
State offer State 1.
No
Any-
objection,
No objection. States Exhibit number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Vasquez, you have advised and counseled Mr. Buckley. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
no, Your Honor.
And Mr. Buckley, your attorney, Mr. Vasquez, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his
Yes,
representation?
sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Buckley, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargaining agreement in this case?
We do, Your Honor.
And what is the agreement?
In exchange for defendant's plea, the state's offering 180 days probated over 1 year, $500 fine, 50 hours community service, and court cost.
What is this court cost amount? 277. Mr. Vasquez, were you appointed?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Buckley, The state is offering that you serve 180 days in the Jefferson County Jail, but you will not be required to serve 180 days in the Jefferson County Jail because you'll be placed on probation for a period of 1 year.
Yes, sir.
During the 1 year probationary period, you will be required to pay a fine of $500 plus court costs of $277. You'll be required to pay a probation fee of $60 a month, your analysis fee of $15 a month, reimbursements of $15, and you'll be required to reimburse Jefferson County court-appointed attorney's fees of $350. Your total monthly installments, that is the total amount that you will be required to pay each month, is $176 a month. Are you able to pay the $176 each month? You will? Okay, you are. Now, Mr. Buckley, you will also be required to perform 50 hours of community service, and you'll be required to adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of this probation. Mr. Buckley, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
Do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Buckley, I'll follow the plea bargaining agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Buckley, you're going to stand at the end of that counter, follow the directions of the bailiff. Once you're finished following her directions, you'll be free to go.
Sir.
And you have a blessed day.
You do, thank you, sir.
Thank you. And Mr. Vasquez, this is your last case?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. You're free to go as well. And you have a blessed day.
You as well, thank you.
You are.
You as well, thank you.
Send it back to you? Okay. Oops. Okay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the jury, what you just witnessed was actually one of the last cases that we had on our docket today. This morning, we had 3 dockets. We had a jury trial docket, an announcement docket, and a pretrial conference docket. And all of the cases on our trial docket were resolved. And so therefore, we got out of court, I want to say it was after 12:30 this afternoon. And so we didn't have enough time to, normally you have to give the district clerk's office a couple of hours notice if the case is not going to go to contact the jurors. And so there was not enough time. And so what you just witnessed, what is called a plea bargain. And what a plea bargain is, first of all, a person has a right to have a trial. They can have a trial by jury or a trial by judge, which is called a bench trial. Now, they usually, and before their case go to trial, the attorney will get with the district attorney's office. They will negotiate. The district attorney will make an offer to them to settle the case. And if they accept the offer, we call that a plea bargain agreement. So they agree to accept the offer that the state makes. So the state can offer probation, state can offer jail time, state can offer to dismiss the case or reduce the case to a lesser included offense, which means that the case will go down to what we call a JP court, and they can accept it. Now, sometimes they reject it. It's not uncommon for individuals to reject cases or offers because sometimes they think one or two things is going to happen. Sometimes individuals think that, well, I'm going to reject this offer because the witness is not going to show up. Or they say, well, I'm going to reject this offer because the jury is not going to show up. But on days like today, when we have witnesses available, the state is ready for a trial, and a juror show up, it is not uncommon for individuals on the day of trial, when they realize that witnesses are here and the jury is coming, it's not uncommon for them to have a change of heart. And what I mean by that, they sometimes say to themselves, you know what, that offer that the state made to me a few weeks ago, a few months ago. It looks pretty good right now. And a lot of times they decide, well, I might as well accept this offer because now in a few minutes the rubber's getting ready to hit the road. Okay, and once that train leaves the station, it's not coming back. And so I like to, first of all, some of you may have come down here and say, you know what, I just came down here, wasted my time. And guess what? You didn't waste your time. You notice I mentioned to you that we had 3 dockets. And the reason why we have 3 dockets is so that people can get prepared for trial. And the main thing is that you as jurors help us to move our case. If you don't show up, these cases, their people just sit on the docket because nobody's going to be able to do anything because we can't do anything without jury. But when we have jurors that take out time from their busy schedules like you did today, you helped us to move several cases today. Okay, now when we move those cases, you cannot be in here watching us in the morning because one of those cases may go to trial and you can't hear the evidence on that trial or you can't hear anything about the case until it actually goes to trial. And so while you are waiting outside, we are working on the inside. And so I'd like to thank you for taking time out from your busy schedules to be here this afternoon. Now, I'll be remiss if I didn't introduce myself. My name is Judge Terrence L. Holmes. I'm the presiding judge here in County Court at Law Number 2, and I've been here on this bench since December of 2016. And I know that when you came to court this afternoon, and you was looking for the courtroom, you looked over the top of the door and you said, oh, this is County Court Law Number 2. This is Judge Holmes' court. Well, this is not my court, this is your court. Because I'm only a humble servant, public servant serving the citizens of Jefferson County. I'm serving you. And so anytime that you're in the area of this courtroom or this courthouse, you can come have a seat in your courtroom. Now that area that you're sitting in, we call that the peanut gallery. But it doesn't mean that you can bring peanuts in here and eat because this is not the Texas Roadhouse. But you can come and have a seat in your courtroom and just see what's going on in Jefferson County. And I can assure you, you'll find it very interesting as to what is actually going on in our community. Now, also, I'll be remiss if I didn't introduce some of these people that you see sitting around here. Now, I can't do this job by myself. I have to my right court coordinator, Trina Redmond. And in the jury box, we have 2 prosecutors. That is assistant criminal district attorneys. And they work for the Honorable Gilman, who is our district attorney, Keith Gilman. Now, the gentleman in this case is Mr. Shane Hilton. And the young lady is Miss Haley Simmons. Both of those individuals are attorneys. Now, you met our bailiff, Miss Brenda Mosby. She's here. And normally when we're in trial, we have our court reporter sitting to my left. She's not here now because obviously when all of the cases were settled, there was no need for her to be here. And plus the defense attorney waived the record on his plea. Now, Ms. Mosby, she has some letters for you that you can take. If you have any comments, you can, write us, make any comments, and we'll be happy to read the comments and see if we can make your time here a little bit more pleasant. Now, just for informational purposes, I know that when you observe this gentleman who just left, he entered a plea of no contest. Now, a person can enter one of 3 types of pleas. They can enter a plea of not guilty. If they enter a plea of not guilty, they're telling the court, I did not commit the offense that I've been charged with. Or if they enter a plea of guilty, they're telling the court, I committed the offense that I've been charged with. Or if they enter a plea of no contest, they're telling the court that I'm not fighting the charges. I'm not contesting, or I'm not fighting the charges. And in his case, he entered a plea of no contest, where he basically told the court that he was not fighting the charges. Now, the other thing you should be mindful is that in this court, we handle class A. Well, we have the misdemeanor cases, and misdemeanors are divided into three categories. You have the class A misdemeanor, which is the highest, the class B misdemeanor, and then the class C misdemeanor. Class C misdemeanor, there are cases that come to us or come to this court only when they are appealed. In essence, they start in the city court or they start in the JP court. Person's found guilty there. They say, well, I want an appeal. They appeal that case. It comes here and they get a whole new trial. An example of a class C misdemeanor is a speeding ticket or a seatbelt ticket or having an inspection expired on a vehicle. Those are examples of class C misdemeanors. Class B misdemeanors, they come here too. They're a little higher. Now, for a class C misdemeanor, the range of punishment is by fine only. We can't give them jail time. We can assess fine that cannot exceed $500. Now, if they fail to pay the $500, or if the fine was converted to community service and they fail to perform the community service, then the court can issue what is called a capious profile, which is a warrant for their arrest to either pay the fine or sit the fine out in jail. All right. Now, the next highest misdemeanor is called a class B misdemeanor. Class B misdemeanor could be an example for your first DWI or what we call criminal trespass. Like you might see people hanging out at the store. They used to call it loitering, but it's a criminal trespass. They've been warned not to hang out at the store. They've been told to leave. They don't want to leave. That's a criminal trespass. And so those type cases with a host of other class B misdemeanors, the range of punishment is minimum 0 days to a maximum of 180 days in the county jail, or a fine that does not exceed $2,000, or you could be given both such fine and confinement. Now, the highest misdemeanor is a class A misdemeanor. For example, class A misdemeanor will be a DWI with an alcohol concentration level of 0.15 or more, or it could be your second DWI, or it could be unlawfully carrying a weapon, or resisting arrest, search, or transportation. Those are some examples of class A misdemeanors, and the range of punishment is minimum 0 days to a maximum of 365 days, which is a year, in the county jail, or a fine that does not exceed $4,000, or you could be given both such fine and confinement. Now, a person may be eligible for probation. There are two types of probation that an individual can get. One is called adjudicated probation, and the other one is called unadjudicated probation. The difference between the two is that with adjudicated probation, you have a conviction on your record. With unadjudicated probation, you don't have a conviction on your record. And if you successfully complete it, your case will be dismissed, and you may qualify for what is called a non-disclosure, where your record will be sealed to the general public. So those are the type cases that we have here. I know a lot of times we watch the news and we hear about murder cases, aggravated robbery cases, aggravated sexual assault. Those are felonies. Okay. They are handled in the district court. This is a county court at law. We can't handle those cases. Those, if you're convicted over there, you could get sent to the state penitentiary, right? Not the county jail, the state penitentiary. And so they have 5 categories of felonies. One, you have the capital murder. Then we go a little lower, first-degree felony, second-degree felony, third-degree felony, and the state jail felony. The person is convicted of a state jail felony, the range of punishment is minimum 6 months to a maximum of 2 years in the state jail, and a fine that does not exceed $10,000. If they're convicted of a third-degree felony, a little higher, the range of punishment is minimum 2 years to a maximum of 10 years in the state penitentiaries, and a fine that does not exceed $10,000. If we go up a little higher, if they're convicted of a second-degree felony, the range of punishment is minimum 2 years to a maximum of 20 years in the state penitentiary, and a fine that does not exceed $10,000. We go up higher to a first-degree felony. If they're convicted of a first-degree felony, the range of punishment is minimum 5 years to a maximum of 99 years or life in the state penitentiary, and a fine that does not exceed $10,000, or if they're convicted of the highest felony, which is a capital murder, the range of punishment is, if they're convicted, life in the state penitentiary without the possibility of parole or death by lethal injection. And so, as I mentioned to you earlier, those cases are handled in the district court. We are in the county court at law. Okay, so we handle misdemeanor cases, class A, B, and C, and person, the jail time that they get is in the county jail, not the state penitentiary. Okay, so at this time, your jury service is complete. Our bailiff is going to give you some letters. Now, before each and every one of you leave, again, I'd like to thank you for taking time out from your busy schedules to be here this afternoon. On behalf of the citizens of Jefferson County, behalf of the staff here in County Court at Law Number 2, thank you very much. And before each and every one of you leave, I usually give a handshake. We still have COVID in our community. However, I'm gonna give everyone what I call an air handshake. Okay? So thanks for coming. You are excused, and each and every one of you have a blessed day. Oh yeah, if y'all need anything, y'all can go to the district clerk's office.
Don't care for Stevens.